So this is actually going to be a pretty quick review because, to be honest, there's not much to this game. Not that this is necessarily a bad thing. This game is a quick, linear, first-person shooter that really isn't much more than that, but it doesn't need to be. Just for some context, I think I got this game on a Steam sale or a bundle from Humble Bundle. I actually don't really remember, but I finished the game's number of months ago, so I'm a little fuzzy on some of the details. I just didn't have a chance to actually make a video until now. So we're actually going to start off talking about the story, and really it's kind of lack of it. Now, again, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's really just kind of a thing to justify the actions that you're doing in the game. And it's really not much more than that. I was able to kind of guess the plot twist / reveal towards the end of the game, but it does let you decide something at the end of the game, and that decision will affect how the game actually ends. I would be curious to see what people who have played this game have chosen to do, because there's really only 2 endings. I'd be curious to see which one they chose, but I don't really want to spoil anything here, so I'm just going to drop it and talk about the main draw of this game, and that is the gameplay. You have a relatively small amount of guns to choose from. They're kind of the standard for any sort of like Western game, including shotgun, a revolver, a rifle. There may be one other that I'm misremembering, but also dynamite as like a grenade, so to speak. There are a couple of weapons that I believe you can dual wield. I know for sure the revolver and maybe like a mini shotgun, I believe, but that's about it. And the only difference is, since you're dual wielding, you can't aim down sights like you would if you're just holding one revolver or shotgun. Anyway, back to the actual gameplay. As I said earlier, it is a simple linear FPS. Really nothing special about this game, but there is something that I have to say really just kind of clicked for me when I was playing the game. The feel of the game makes you feel as though you're in an old Western movie in a variety of different shootouts. At the end of each level, there's actually a duel between you and the bad guy that you're going after, and while I had some trouble figuring out exactly what the system was, which either they didn't explain it or I just didn't actually read the prompt, I don't remember which was which, it was a bit weird getting used to, but after I understood, it was pretty fun and even challenging mini game as you kept progressing through the levels. That duel actually became a lot more challenging with the systems in place. Overall, I could definitely recommend this game to anyone. The gameplay is simple but familiar, because it's pretty much like any Call of Duty, only, you know, with set in the Wild Wild West. For me, it was a fun ride through a Western setting that really just kind of made me feel like a cowboy in an old Western movie, as I mentioned. At some point in this video, I initially put in this script that I was going to compare it to Red Dead Redemption, but it really can't be compared because I haven't actually played any of the Red Dead Redemption games, which that's its whole own issue, but this game is really just kind of too simplistic to really even compare it to either of them from the little bit that I've experienced through just like videos and all that kind of thing. So I was going to try to make that comparison, but I just cut it just because it really wasn't worth it. And like I said, never actually played the game, but to sum it all up, I could definitely recommend it. I don't imagine it's super expensive at this point, so I could say that it was well worth the money that I paid for it to just have this fun little experience and just kind of have a good old time with it and just kind of turn off my brain and not think about anything kind of game. But thanks for listening to my little review about Call of Juarez Gunslinger, and hit me up in the comments with any questions that you have. Definitely hit that like button, it helps me out a lot. Also, if you liked what you see and you want to see more of it, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and also remember to ring that little bell so you know when I actually post my next video. But like I said earlier, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.